What's up, guys? What's up? Welcome to another episode of Let's Chat with Rodney via IG because studio's still shut down, but that's okay. um, I am going to be interviewing somebody really, really cool today. His name is Jackie. He go by Jackie's Boy. And it's just going to be something that's going to be real fun. You know, we're going to talk about a lot of stuff. This man has an amazing story, you guys. And thank you for tuning in. Make sure you tell your people that I'm on and keep people going. Okay, he's already here. I like that. That's what I like. People on time. All right. Himself. Okay, Jackie. Do it starting off right. Okay, let me see. Is it work? All right. Hey,
Hey,
you on time, on time. I ain't
what's up, man? Come on, you know how we do it.
I
I,
ain't gotta talk too long. I ain't gotta ramble. Okay.
I know, man. You know, I'm with it, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know, come correct, bro. This is your platform. Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, thank you for being on. Really, I really appreciate it. But let me introduce you to the people because you have a very impressive resume. I'm going to give you some highlights, what I thought stood out to me, and then if you want to add something, please feel free to do so. Okay.
For sure.
Name is Jackie's Boy. He has that progressive soul, so that's okay. Interesting. That's a new sound that he created. You started singing at Savannah at Savannah at the Pier. So
Yep.
how singing? You just going out and singing, getting $1 or two down there?
Yeah, just doo-wopping it, man. You know what I'm saying? Out there, you know, trying to get them dollars, bro.
Yeah, yeah. You also work with some amazing people from Madonna, David Guetta, Chris Brown, and Sean Kingston. So you done been around. You done been
A
around.
little bit, a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I've been around. Honestly, it's a blessing so much to be able to have done what I've done and do what I'm doing at the moment. So I'm just honored to be on this earth, bro. For real.
Yeah, and you also been seen in Lifetime, MTV, Grammy Awards, and on Billboard. So you are that guy. So I just want to say first and foremost, thank you for coming on here. Blessing are my followers just to get to know you because there's a lot of black people out here that we don't really know about because y'all are writers.
Mm-hmm.
And you also do a little bit of things, so we're not going to like throw away that. But as a writer, like y'all faces need to be known because y'all write some hits for people. And they be like, we love Madonna. And y'all love the lyrics. Y'all want to know who wrote the lyrics, like who's the writer behind those lyrics. But I want to go back a little bit. What does the name Jackie's Boy come from?
Well, you know, there was a beautiful woman, a beautiful, beautiful woman with a big heart by the name of Jackie. It was my mother. And she always taught me the importance of, you know, taking care of each other, taking care of the art that you're supposed to be doing, and just really being able to be selfless and just continuously having an unconditional heart. And that was my mom. And she passed away in 2004. And in
Mm.
honor of her, I wanted to lift her name up the best way I knew how, because she was always doing that to me since I was born. And I decided to call myself Jackie's Boy.
Okay, that's sweet. And you know what, I don't want to get emotional, but that's sweet. So
Thank
you don't remember of your mom, and that speaks power. So how was it growing up? What do you get your inspiration from? How was your life growing up in Savannah, Georgia, the dirty South?
Man, it was the facts, Dirty South, man. It was humble beginnings, honestly, because it taught me a lot about just, you know, surviving really. And at the time when you're coming up as kids, you don't really know you're poor. You
Mhm.
just know that, you know, the street lights come on, you got to get in the house. You know what I'm saying? That's what I knew when I was a kid, just growing up. But I also knew that, you know, I saw my mom struggle when I got older to pay rent. I saw friends of mine lose their lives to gun violence. I saw, you know, a lot of things coming up, but I saw a lot of beauty also in just being able to have family nearby and close by. And that's just what those things taught me, man.
Okay, so where do you get your music inspiration from?
Uh, I gotta say, partially it's from my mother because she was always listening to music in the house, like
Mhm.
always playing the whispers and like, you know what I'm saying, the Shy Lights and Michael Jackson and Prince. So I would say a good bit of that from her, but then also I just used to like watch music videos back in the day when they played music videos. I used to look. They had this thing called the box. I don't know if you had this back in the day.
Oh,
You remember the box?
I'm old, but I ain't that old.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. So I'm like a shorty. I'm like maybe 7 or 8 years old,
uh-huh.
and I remember the box being on, and I remember it was like $1.99 to see a video. And I remember I used to press this. They said call the number and press the button to use the video. I swear, it was, I think it was Blackstreet, Before I Let You Go. I think it was that song. I bought that song like 25 times.
Hey,
And my mom came home and saw the bill. You know, the bill used to come like 30 days later. So it didn't come right away. So she saw the bill and was like, who the hell, what the hell is a Before I Let You Go? Who is a what Blackstreet? I got a whooping. But I'm saying that I was hooked, man. I was hooked with R&B music at a very early age.
yeah, I mean, I feel like the 90s, that was a good era. If you grew up in the 90s, you grew up in the best era of music, I feel like, because
Right.
it wasn't too crazy. It was coming out from the 80s, and then, like, it was just great music. So
Yeah.
I get, so you come from a good generation. So what is
Yeah,
progressive soul? You said new sound, progressive soul. So what is?
yeah, it's a sound I'm having a good time creating. To me, I felt like, you know, R&B as it stands is kind of, you know, I feel like it's kind of missing from the public eye.
Mm.
So I wanted to create something that I felt like was still new and fresh to me, which basically is mixing your classic R&B soul music with today's modern sound. So I have a record out right now called "Do It Again" with Sean Stockman from Boys to Men. And I believe that song is the first experience or kind of view of what progressive soul is to me.
And I do want you to play that song. Can you play a snippet at the end? You know, I want to.
I got you, dog. Come on, man. You gonna have
You
me
know,
on here and not play
people
it?
that
I
know,
gotta
cause you
play
you
it.
know, cause you can write, but you also can sing. And I heard a little something. I'm like, oh, he got a voice. Cause I'm gonna be real with you. You know, I get a lot of artists, and you know, no shade to these PRs. I'm like, their music is I'm to fuel. You know, because that's what I do. But I really love someone who can actually hold a tune because it's so much auto tune that go on, and I'd be like, "Where's the voice?" I don't really care for the and all that
Yeah.
techno. I want to hear your voice.
You want to hear it? No,
Like,
absolutely,
give me
absolutely.
some Aretha Franklin vocals. You know what I'm saying? Let me hear that voice.
Facts.
You
And you
know,
know, I gotta give credit to street performing. That's what really helped me hone in my craft, man. If I wasn't singing doo-wop and you know, classic songs like that and Neo and I mean literally I would have somewhere around 200 or 300 songs in my catalog to be able to sing for people.
mm,
Just want to be able to walk by and you needed to get their attention. And you know, I would stop songs every 30 seconds, change the song, change the song to make sure I'm getting as much tips as I can. So yeah.
yeah. Okay. So let's go back to like your starting journey. So how was starting off in this business? I hear it's very hard. You know, it's not easy. So how were you able to break through as a black man from Savannah, Georgia, and just get your start?
Well, it's a good question. When I came out to LA, I had about maybe $200 to my name, and I
Mm,
wanted to street perform. I wanted to use the same thing I did in Savannah and do it in LA. I did it at the Santa Monica Pier. So out there in the pier, there was so much competition, but at the same time, I knew that if I did it right and I had something to give, that people would respect it. So it was me and my younger brother, actually. We went
mm,
out there and I sung for 5 years, man. 5 years of my time dedicating to sun up to sundown of singing and constantly singing. From that moment, in that 5 years, I really believe it's around the year five, the end of year five, an A&R saw me singing. And my
mm.
brother was like, yo, I think you're talented. I'd love to maybe set up a meeting to where you can actually get a chance to showcase your songs to the A&R at Atlantic Records at the time. And I said, you know, I'm like over here, my mind is blown because I didn't know that they had people like that just walking around. I thought you had to sing in front of Capitol Records or something like that to get noticed.
Mm.
But to know that people just kind of was walking around like, okay, you dope, you know. So I'm gonna give you the short version because it was quite a journey to get to this point. But I will say, I took the meeting, played my music, and he said, "Hey, we're looking for a single for Flo Rida." And at the time, Flo Rida had a really big record called Low. He had a couple top 10 records.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I know that.
Low, yeah. So they were looking for a follow-up single for that. So I said, all right, you know, he said, you guys got 45 minutes to be able to create a record because he wouldn't give us, you know, 8 hour slot time. We needed he was basically y'all off the street, so I can't really give you guys a bunch of time because I don't know who y'all
Yeah.
are. So when I tell you in that 45 minutes, I freestyled the chorus of a song called Sugar. That's a song that I wrote. And it ended up selling 2 million copies. That's my first plaque right there. And went #5 on the Hot 100 charts. And that completely changed the course of my life.
Man, look, oh, we're gonna talk about that. But let's go back to, like you said, it took you 5 years to get noticed. And I want people to really understand, because when people see us and people like in our fields, they see the success. They don't know what we've been through, they don't know our story behind it. And for you just to be singing on a pier, just to be seen, just the people hear your voice and then somebody pass by, that speak volume. That goes to show you, and it goes to show me as well, that everything takes time, and timing is everything. And being in the right place at the right time matters. And
Matters.
you give up. You could have easily gave up, year 1, year 2, year 3. But you kept going because you are Jackie's boy. There you go. So there you go. And
Okay.
now a plaque that stands, that dedication, that your first song for Flow Rider that you wrote.
Yeah.
That speak volume. You came off, for one, you were writing for a person just had a big hit, and that song was everywhere. Low, low, low was loved by everyone. And the fact that they heard you sing on the pier, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they told you to write for somebody, and you had to top that writer who wrote that song.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, you dope. Like, and I
Thank you, man.
want you to know that that's dope. Like,
Thank you.
this is the first time me hearing somebody like that in your field. Like, you had to come in off the streets and write. Like, I would be like, oh, what the hell? I'm gonna write this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
read
the pressure was on. For real, G, the pressure was on. I mean, and I really think that God prepared me for that moment, because being in Savannah, I didn't have a lot of money for studio time. I had a lot of, trying to survive alone was just enough to be able to just make it. So like, I couldn't afford 8 hours studio time. I could afford 30 minutes. I could afford maybe an hour. If I hustle hard enough, I could do maybe even an hour and a half. But doing those sessions so fast taught me the quickness and the lesson of, okay, get in and get out. Create, and then hop on out. So when he said you got 45 minutes to create something, I'm like, that's easy for me, because I've been working with 30 minutes. I've been working with 45 minutes. So it was a thing I think was destined to happen, and I think God made it to where he prepared me to be able to work in those kind of environments.
So when SU's already worked for Tyler Perry, didn't even know it. Tyler Perry write stuff 2 or 3 days, he'd be like, here.
Exactly.
And you need to go on and call Tyler, write some song for him. You already got it done.
Yeah, if you're ready, you ain't got to get ready. You know what I'm saying?
So what is a love of music for you? Why do you love music? What did music do for you?
Man, music has saved my life in so many ways. In times of loss, like I said, I lost both my parents in 2003 and in 2004. And to be able to, music was almost like the security blanket for me. And of course, God, but I think God ministered to me through music, because I got my best ideas through listening to songs. I got my best just feelings of emotion and understanding that I can get through things. So music to me is everything and continues to be everything. And I think now it means more than it ever did. So it's extremely important.
Okay. But let me tell you something. If I could sing, because I go to karaoke like when pre-COVID, pre-COVID. I used to go karaoke all the time. And my mama, everybody would say, if God would have gave me a voice, y'all would have. I open my mouth, it don't come out beautiful. I give you a good old note.
Yeah, man. I love karaoke too. That's one of my favorite things to do as well. And and I love when people just go in. And I don't go there to like showboat or anything. I just go there to have a good time. I get a couple drinks and I'm just chilling. I just love to watch people just have fun and just let loose and just be themselves and create, man. So I love karaoke too, bro.
So have you ever sung for someone on a date? Did somebody race like sing for me? Have you used your voice to get a date?
Man, I used my voice to get girls all through high school, dog. Come on, man. Like that was the go-to, G. Come on, man. Because I think what it was, it's like having a toy, right? A new toy. You want to show everybody your new toy. Like, oh, look at this. So for me, my music was a gift, and I was like, man, I always wanted to share it with anybody. So If there was a group going around, or if there was somebody singing, I wanted to be in the mix. If there was a girl saying, "Oh, I like this group," I was like, "Oh, well, can I sing this song for you?"
Mm.
So that really, kind of helped me in a way. You build confidence too. And then eventually, in that 5 year span of me street performing, I used to sell CDs of my music by singing to them. So I would stop people in random places in Vegas. I remember I pressed up 200 CDs and told myself I wasn't going back to LA unless I sold all these CDs. And I sold 200 CDs in the span of a day and a half, 2 days. And I would just thank people. I didn't have headphones. I didn't say, "Hey, put the headphones on and listen." I just sung for them. And they were like, "Oh, I believe in what you're doing. Thank you for singing for me. And here's $10." You know what I'm saying? So it was a grind. It was a grind.
Well, let me ask you this: what was the most, I guess, emotional song that you ever like wrote that made you really in your feelings? Like you like, damn, this is it.
Ooh, that's a good question. And it's hard to just pick one. But I'll say there was a song called "Down to Earth" that I wrote for Justin Bieber.
Mm.
Um, and it was originally for me. It was something that I wrote for myself. And it was about the strain between me and my ex-wife and our child. Right, we had a baby at the time of our divorce, and I tried to put myself in the shoes of what my child feels like or would feel like having her parents kind of bicker back and forth and going through this tumultuous time. So I wrote this song called "Down to Earth," and I ended up playing it for this group production team called Midi Mafia, and then they played it for Scooter Braun. And then Scooter Braun heard it and was like, "Yo, I love this song, and I think this song resonates to me because it's the same thing that Justin is going through with his parents."
Mm.
So if you don't mind changing a few words around, because it sounds very personal, and I say, "Yeah, it was definitely something that was something I needed to get off my chest for me." And he goes, "All right, well, if you don't mind," he said, "Justin is a new artist. We don't know what's going to happen. He's only 13." But I believe in him, and I think he's going to do some great things. But ultimately, it's up to you to want to take that chance. So I said, "Yeah, I have no problem." So Justin recorded the song, and then he became a mega star off his first project. And that song was actually said in the New York Times that it was the best song on the album.
Mm.
So it really, that was one song that really touches me still to this day.
Okay. And okay, so you have a child, didn't even know that. So with everything going Black Lives Matter, what does Black Lives Matter mean to you?
Well, I think Black Lives Matter means a lot, and I have three beautiful Black children
Okay.
that has to see the world. And I think, to me, it's not about the world I want them to see now. It's the world that I want them to see in the future. I want them to see change, and I want them to see where she goes. Well, my daughter, who's my oldest, who's 14, I want her to look at me and go, "Dad, what did you do? What were you thinking about at this time?" Or even my youngest as well. I want them to see something that I've done and dedicated to the cause. And Black Lives Matter means to me the the chance to just be human and be seen as a human being instead of a target.
Mm.
I think we have to fight consistently as African American men and women. We are constantly berated. We're constantly judged. We're constantly, honestly, used and abused in this country.
Mm.
And I think that we have to fight and stand for and speak for what is important. And it is these Black lives. I mean, think about it. The NBA is predominantly over 80% Black, right? But they don't care about. If you hear, somebody who's watching the game may not care about Black issues. How is that possible, right?
It's
That,
crazy.
it's crazy, right? So to me, in being a victim of social injustice, I mean, I was falsely arrested one time in my life. I went through a lot of really ugly stuff coming up. And like I said, when I hear stories of George Floyd and Ahmaud Arbery and just all of these lives that were taken, it hits me. And I mean, I damn near cry every time I hear about another person that's lost his life. So for me, I wanted to do something musically, and that's why I dropped a mixtape coming out in actually 2 weeks. That's dedicated to fighting social injustice.
Okay. Can we get a name of it or too soon to ask that?
Yeah, no. It's done. It's ready to go. It's called the Black Chapter.
Okay.
Um, I called it the Black Chapter because if you have a book, right, and a book is basically American history, the
Hmm.
Black Chapter to me is the portion that talks about our pains, our strains, our overcomings, just things that we've dealt with in this amount of Black history. So I mean, in American history, excuse me. So I think the Black Chapter just says everything that I feel like it needs to say, in my opinion. And this is volume one. I'm gonna have over 5 volumes talking about different issues.
Okay. Well, let me ask you this. Are you a voter before I even go
I
to?
am a voter.
Okay.
Yeah, I am a voter.
What does voting mean to you as a black person?
Voting means a lot because voting means that to me, it makes me feel proud to vote because back in the day, the generation, couple generations, 3 generations ago, there was an opportunity for us to vote.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? We didn't have that privilege in order to vote. So I think for me, it means a lot to be able to use my voice the best way I can to find causes that I believe in and to vote for people that I think that are going to invoke change. I feel like we cannot sit and scream for change without action, right? The Bible says faith without works is dead, right? So we have to continuously use our action to speak for us, not just words, but actually get out there and vote the best way we can for our own personal agenda. And that's how we have to get ahead of this.
Okay. Yeah, I always like to touch on that with everybody in view because I want to know, some people don't like to, but if I always ask the question, like, how are you this? Are you that? 'Cause,
Oh no, bro.
you
Come
know,
on, man.
I look at them sometimes like, what? But,
No, bro. I mean, I go in with it because I think it's important. And I think when you, like I said, when you check out this mixtape, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised at the topics that we're touching on.
Hmm, okay. So, for this new up and coming generation, because I ain't throwing no shade, but everybody's a singer now. And I
Facts.
like, but your voice sounds worse than mine. And I know I can't sing. But what is some advice for people who can sing? Let me say that. Who has a voice, who has the talent. What are some advice you can give to up and coming singers and songwriters?
Uh, for up and coming singers, I would say always there's 2 things that I've learned that has always stayed with me and it got me to where I am, which is one is consistency and 2 is accuracy. And what I say by that is, I mean, when you are doing something consistently, day after day, night after night, you breathe it, you live it, you eat it, everything,
Mm-hmm.
you cannot help but get better. Time shows, and people will notice the progression. If you do things for a week or a month or even 2 months and then you stop, what was the point? It was almost like you should have just never did it in the first place. But if you are consistent with it and if you're going at it every single day of your life, then that means you can't help but grow. You can't help but get better. You can't help but get smarter. The next thing is accuracy. With consistency comes accuracy, meaning like, yeah, if I'm playing darts and I keep throwing this dart, eventually I'm gonna hit bullseye if I keep doing it every day. It's just natural how that works, right? So consistency and accuracy. You have to consistently work hard for what you want, and ultimately you have to try to strive to get the best product possible.
Okay. So as far as being so, because I want to ask this, 'cause I'm very intrigued. 'Cause I like lyrics. I actually read lyrics. And I actually like. I like this. So I feel like the lyrics makes the song.
Yeah.
So how do you feel like a songwriter could come like to write better songs like lyrically? Like how can they like get better at it? Perfect
I
their craft.
think I think the best way that a songwriter can get better at being a songwriter is to get out of their comfort zone, meaning do things that you've never done before and experience life. Life is the biggest teacher. And when we go through things and when we see our peers and our friends go through things, we begin to use those experiences to put in song. You can't pull from an empty cup,
Mm.
right? You can't drink from an empty cup. It's impossible. But when you pour life, pain, hunger, success, triumph, you know what I'm saying? Hurt, all of those things in that cup, you can be able to use it. And for me, it's brought some amazing songs that came out through pain and love too. So yeah.
Okay. Okay, look, you. I told y'all he gonna drop some gems. So, I am, I'm gonna upload this on my YouTube and it's gonna be on IG. So, I like, please, like, y'all watch it. Like, I'm really enjoying this because for one, writing, I feel like that's a skill. Writing is very, very hard. Like you just said, it's a lot of emotion you got into it. Like, you gotta really like write your whole feelings on paper, and then
Facts.
make a tune to it. You're like, oh, this could be a nice little beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all here for it. I support the writers.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. Well, we need more supporters as much as possible because, as you said in the beginning, sometimes people don't know who are behind the scenes and creating these records.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, sometimes the artists don't give acknowledgement to the writers, which I feel like is sad because, that song sometimes is given to an artist and they had nothing to do with it, in the initial creating process, but sing the song, right? And I'm not diminishing their part, of course, but at the same time, don't diminish the writer's side. Don't diminish the craft, the time that it takes to be able to put into this body of work.
So, what is like the monetary? Like, is it expensive to be a songwriter and a singer? Like, what is some suggest you offer people who wants to be this and they're like, well, I don't have the money. So, what are some things that you've done in your past, like help you get some funds up to get you some studio time, where those 30 minutes to an hour or whatever? Like, what did you do? What can you recommend for upcoming people?
Well, I think that in today's time and era, there is so much accessibility to the technological advances we have in music, such as Pro Tools and FL Studio and all these different programs. If all you need is a laptop nowadays in a room, you know what I'm saying? You can make beats from home. You can do recordings from home. You know what I mean? And back in the day, we didn't have a home studio to really use. And
Mm.
that's why we were spending so much money on studio time. But I think that now we have so much, like I said, accessibility to be able to create music in-house at home. Right now I'm in my home studio. You know what I mean? And I ain't got to worry about how much time I'm taking up. You know what I'm saying? Because I paid a mortgage up in here. So I ain't got to worry about studio time. You know what I'm saying? So I would give for an up and coming writer or artist, use what you have. I meaning get you a laptop, right? Get Pro Tools on that laptop. Get a recording program on that laptop. Get a beat making program on that laptop, and start to be able to record. Get you a good mic, even not even really a great mic. Just get you a good, decent mic, and you can be able to, create something and make something happen.
Okay, but before we get to you singing, I want to like bring it up. So, how your name winning a Grammy for something that you wrote? What was that feeling like? Like, how would you like? Can you explain that in some words, or if you're able to?
I can tell you that I didn't go to the Grammys. I found out in the car on the radio driving to a session and did not know, like, because at the time I didn't think I was going to win. Like, you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, to me, it was like so far fetched. I'm like, yeah, right, I'm not going to win. So, I'm driving the car with my brother. Shout out to my brother Steve. And we're headed to a session together. And then, we hear on the radio, oh, yes, and winner for Best Remix Recording is Madonna Revolver featuring Lil Wayne. And I'm like almost swerving the car, right? I'm like, ah, like I'm doing one of these, right? And my brother's like, yo, like you gotta like chill, like we gotta stay alive to actually enjoy what this means. So so I get to the studio and to me it was just a feeling that came over me like my mother was almost like giving
Mm.
me a hug. It felt like she was telling me, I knew you had it in you this whole time. I knew that you were destined for great things. So that's personally what it felt like to me.
Okay, see, that's why I was like, try to end with a little upbeat. But I want you to introduce your song that you about to play for a good old 30 seconds. It's shut down.
Yes, yes. This is called Do It Again. Let me go ahead and upload it real quick.
Okay, okay.
Gonna.
So while he's doing that, guys, so what I have learned from this interview, what I feel like takeaways are for me, is that you gotta get off your ass. You have to have a great work ethic, and you have to use what you got. You know, a lot of people can't afford a lot of things. As you can see, he was singing on up here for 5. This man singing on up here for 5 years, you guys. 5 years. Didn't stop. Wasn't like worried about people looking at him crazy, making fun of him. This man kept going, and now he has a Billboard song. You know what I'm saying? Like, so everyone out here, if you're a creative, you a singer or a writer, it can be done with a great work ethic. Now, you know, you ready? Okay.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Oh, thank you for the kind word. That was dope. Can you hear it?
Yeah.
So this is called Do It Again. Kissing all over you, touching every part I knew. You like that freaky shit I do. Don't stop, stay there, lay down, spread it, oh yeah. When I kiss you there, you start to lose control. It's like the touch in me makes you want it more and more. You start to shake your legs, now you're all soaking wet. Now I'm just wondering, can I do it once again? Hey, can we do it till we do it again? Do it till we do it again. Can we do it till we do it again? Put your legs round my neck, baby, yes. I wanna know, baby, can we do it till we do it again?
Hey.
Hey.
All right.
Do it
Set it
till
off
we
for you.
do it again.
You know, Instagram like to set you down.
Do
But,
it again.
okay, yeah, you want to sing? You want to sing acapella? Go on and get in there. Look.
Can we do it till we do it again? Say do it till we do it again. Can we do it till we do it again? Put your legs round my neck, baby, yes. I wanna know, baby, can we? Hey,
Guys, that's a singer, okay? That's a singer. You know, but you look, you can sing. So first, I want to give out, where can people buy this song? Because
it's everywhere on iTunes. Thank you so much. Right now, we just broke 216,000 streams on Spotify, so we're on our way to 500,000, and then 1 million. It's number 20 on the digital charts on radio right now. So yeah, right now it's everywhere. You can get it on Spotify, Apple Music, everywhere. It's everywhere.
Okay, somebody typed it in for you too. Look, you got your people love you.
Lit. I love it.
I'm so here much. For, you know, I love the support of you. Like your true fans, I got you. Don't worry about it. So where can people follow you? What up and coming project you have going on? Like, this is your time to plug you.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Well, besides the Black Chapter, which comes out September 21st, be on the look for that. The first single is called Just Getting Started, featuring myself and CeCe Peniston. I don't know how I got the dance legend CeCe Peniston on a song with me. I'm still bugging out. But she's on the record with me, along with Name Brand, who's a phenomenal rapper out of LA. So y'all check that out. And then after that, I'm releasing my full-on EP in November. So yeah, so I'm super excited about it.
Okay, and where can people follow you if they don't have Instagram? Like, yeah.
I have my own website, jackiesboylive.com, so you can check that out. Also, you can check me out on I'm on TikTok, I'm on Facebook, everything under Jackie's Boy, JACKIESBOY.
Well, Jackie's Boy, I want to say thank you so much. Look, you know, I really enjoy this. I love true singers. And
so much,
on your voice, you have like your story is incredible. Hopefully, you can write a movie about it because like you have a good story that can turn into a movie.
Man, your lips to God's ears, brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm blessed to be here on this planet. You know what I'm saying? To just be able to talk to people like yourself. Once again, Rodney, man, like you are the man, bro. Like
Thank
your
you.
platform by interviewing people and getting to the real of what's going on. I love the questions that you asked about kind of how we all are in this climate, in this world, and it's people like you that help change it, bro. So thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. You know, thank you. Appreciate that. I ain't gonna cry on here because you know
Oh, no.
it get hard sometimes because of COVID-19, but
Don't
you know,
do it, G. Don't
it
do it, man.
works.
It's all good. I'm here for you either way, bro. Just know you
Thank
got
you.
a friend, man. Anytime you need me for anything, you just hit me up, bro.
Yeah, I sure. I look. I might have to use that song. You know,
Whatever you want. Whatever you want, I got you.
yeah. But thank you so much, Jackie's boy. Make sure y'all go follow him and download this man's single. I'm gonna
Get
do
it.
it right now. I'm gonna actually pay for it and like do it, do it, do it.
That's right. We need y'all. Yeah, please go get the record. Thank you so much.
Yes, but you have a great night, man. Thank you so much for this. It was a great opportunity. Thank you so much.
Likewise, bro. Be safe, man.
Yes.